Hi there. How many of you have ever had to plan an event for your work? Maybe it was an open house, maybe it was a training session, or maybe it was a birthday party for a family member. Maybe it was a holiday gathering. Something that you needed to make sure everybody knew who was involved and why they were coming. Well, most of us probably have. And I learned last year when I launched a book that marketing is a huge part of that, and branding this specifically is also a huge part of it. Early on, when we started the Buddy Bag Project, I got in my brain that I thought it was going to be very important for us to brand the Buddy Bag Project, to have a logo and a tagline that people would recognize. And so I got to work on that. I'd had a little bit of experience doing logos, not a lot. And so I played around with that quite a bit. And so I want to just kind of talk through that, how we created the message to go along with it, and the look of the Buddy Bag Project. Now, uh, in a previous video, I told you that the Buddy Bag Project is named after my brother Buddy. That was not his given name, but that's what the family all called him. And he did visit the City Union Mission several times when he was homeless before he died. Did not accept intervention from the family, but that's a whole other thing. And so I asked my sister, I said, what was Buddy's favorite color? I mean, I never really thought about that. And she's like, well, he was in the army for a while, and she said he wore fatigues a lot. So she said, I would just say green. I'm like, okay, green. So I started playing around with green, and I got into Brand Crowd, a logo making site that I like very much. Played around with that. Buddy, green, bags, what could I do with that? And so there were several options that kind of popped up as templates to start with. And so I put in the green, I put in the template. Okay, what's going to go with it? Well, I just chose a complementary color to go with that green, which was orange. So I had, at least for me, something that visually connected me back to my brother's memory, but hopefully something that was simple enough, but clear enough to anybody who visits our site will go, oh, yeah, that's the Buddy Bag Project. Then getting to work on that tagline was a little bit trickier. So we're in partnership with the City Union Mission here in Kansas City. And their tagline is Hope Lives Here. So I thought it was kind of important to have something that included hope with that. And I got to thinking about the goals for the Buddy Bag Project and what we wanted to see happen from that. It's not just taking backpacks full of stuff and dropping them off. The team wanted to interact with the clients, the guests at the City Union Mission, and just affirm them. And we kind of were talking about what do we need to do? What do we want to give them besides the tangible stuff? And what we came up with was sharing hope through fellowship, empowerment, and dignity. And that to me is just the essence of what we try to do. We want to interact with the guests. We want to be the hands and feet and heart and voice of Jesus to them and just let them know they're loved. We want to provide activities and events where they have some choice of their own because for many homeless, they don't have a lot of choices. If you're homeless, you don't get to decide what you're going to wear every day because usually there's just like one or two things that you can put on. You don't get to decide what your meals are going to be. So we were trying to create events where they could have some choice in what they were receiving. Even for the kids, we do a Betty Bag event with the women. We do a Banji Bag event with the kiddos so they can shop for things that they would like to have in their drawstring backpack. The dignity part, just treating people like people. That's all. That's all. So that's what we put together when we were crafting the message of the Buddy Bag Project. We use colors that were meaningful, colors that will catch the eye, and then a message that's pretty short and to the point